Hi, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Insurance Experts. It's my pleasure to have on the line Liz Pace. Liz is not only a life insurance expert, but she's also a long-term care specialist. Liz, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Mark. I really appreciate it.
So how did you get into the insurance industry and the long-term care space in particular?
Certainly. Well, I'm a chartered life underwriter, chartered financial consultant, and I'm certified in long-term care. Really came about because my father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and it just really prompted me to want to help other clients make sure that that need was being met.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people don't have that personal experience, especially at such a young age. What was the background behind that?
Yeah, so my parents were older when I was born. They like to make me believe that I was planned and not a surprise. And my father, a lot of people, the kids at school would always ask me why my grandpa brought me to school every day, but it was actually my dad. Just older, and as you age, sometimes those things come about. For him, it was Alzheimer's disease kicked in and caused a problem. He actually lived with Alzheimer's for 8.5 years before passing away.
Wow. Well, I know that that's, something that a lot of people experience, especially the financial advisors that you work with. So tell us a little bit more about the advisors and your background working with advisors out there.
Absolutely. So, a big portion of my career has been partnering with financial advisors and fee-based planners, helping them with risk management strategies for their clients. A lot of them specialize in the investments and helping clients plan for their retirements. And they kind of need a specialist to come in and help kind of guide that conversation with clients when it comes to planning for their risk management needs. And so I've done that now for 18 years of
Wow.
partnering with financial advisors and their clients, really, and their clients becoming my clients for us to work together.
Really. So tell us a little bit about the advisor you recently worked with. I know you had a case study you wanted to share.
Absolutely. So this was an advisor who had a pretty substantial book of business. I think his book was between 75 and 100 million. And he had, his real priority for his clients was his retirement planning strategies. But he had clients come in that didn't need more investment strategies. They needed some risk management planning. And so he'd asked me to come in and get involved.
Okay. And I know that you had a couple that you're working with him. Tell us a little bit more about that couple.
Certainly. So it's a husband and wife team that they were really great planners. They had substantial assets, a nice pension, along with their Social Security and the husband's investments. Their retirement planning needs were all being met. And the wife actually was a school teacher who had a substantial IRA. She'd never used those funds. She never used her actual income. She always just invested everything. And it was turning 70 and a half and had a need to figure out what to do with her required minimum distributions. And so we kind of went down that road with them.
Interesting. I know a lot of planners have clients that are hitting 70 and a half and trying to figure that out. So what were their needs? What were they interested in doing with it?
Certainly. So one of their biggest needs, they were brand new grandparents, and they were very interested. And as the husband told me, we don't need any more income and we don't want a taxable account. Our biggest goal is to be smart with the funds we have and leverage them towards making sure that they leave a legacy behind to the next generation. And so we talked through what those options really looked like for them and came up with a pretty brilliant solution that helped them meet all of their needs.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the solution that you designed for them.
Certainly. So we looked at life insurance as a big proponent. We were taking a portion of their required minimum distributions. They had about $48,000 a year coming in. We took $25,000 of that and bought 2 life insurance policies, one for him, one for her, and added long-term care riders to those policies.
Okay, interesting. So their primary need was the legacy for their grandkids, and then the secondary need was if they needed to use it, they had a long-term care rider on it?
That's actually correct. For these clients, obviously, like many clients, they don't think that they actually will ever have a long-term care issue. But from my experience, my father was the strongest person I knew, and he had a very big long-term care issue. And so their goal was to leverage the assets to the next generation. I brought up needing to also look at long-term care and having a strategy to take care of that need if it ever did arise. And so we added that long-term care rider to those policies, which would be providing them about $7,000 a month each if they had a long-term care event happen.
Okay, and overall, what was the total pool of benefits for them combined that they could draw from?
Certainly. So each of them had over 7,000, so a little over $14,000 a month of benefit for the two of them. And as far as the life insurance
Mhm.
death benefit on those policies was close to $800,000 of death benefit being provided.
Okay, so if they needed it for a long period of time, they can draw down from up to the 800,000 of total life insurance funds.
Absolutely correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. And the life insurance death benefits are tax-free. The long-term care benefits are tax-free. So that's a nice way to kind of do it in a tax-efficient manner too.
Correct. And these clients didn't have an estate planning issue. They were well under the guideline numbers for that.
Mhm.
Excuse me. So we were able to get them to be the actual owners of their policy and not have to worry about putting them in a trust or anything.
Oh, very cool. Well, I appreciate your time and joining us. I hope to have you on future episodes. So thanks
I'd
for
love
your
it.
time. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mark.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.